and phlegm. Right? Whether these are accurate descriptions or not, most modern physicians would reject them. But the reality of the temperaments is real. In fact, the Myers-Briggs personality assessments correspond very closely with these traditional and ancient temperaments. Ibn Sina developed the psychology of the temperaments far beyond what Galen had done. So Imam al-Ghazali says it's important to know that, to know the temperament of a child, because if you're choleric, Safrawi, you're going to be inclined to get angry easier because you're hot and you're dry. And foods that are hot and dry are going to exacerbate your symptoms. And so there's a way to treat that just in diet. There's a way to treat it also in knowledge of self-knowledge, knowing that people get angry easier than other people. The Saudawi, which is a melancholic personality, is cold and dry. And these are people that incline towards depression. Their anger tends to go inward as opposed to outward. The choleric, and they're related, the choleric and the melancholic. But the choleric will express it outwardly, inwardly, whereas the choleric will express it outwardly, the melancholic inwardly. So knowing that about yourself, that you incline towards a melancholic temperament, will help in understanding why, for instance, certain things affect you. If your spouse has that temperament, then that helps a lot to understand that, because you need to treat them in a different way. A sanguine temperament, which is hot and wet, and that temperament is, they're not affected by things. They're like water off the back. They're more cheerful. That we call it sanguine. These are words that are still remnants of this tradition in Western civilization. You know, phlegmatic person, a melancholic person. He's got a lot of bile. I mean, that's the choleric personality. And then sanguine means cheerful. So these, and then people have underlying, they have a dominant temperament, they have an underlying temperament. That's a very useful knowledge, Imam al-Ghazali says, to know the personality. So teachers should know what they're dealing with their students, because how you treat them is going to affect them. What you say to a melancholic person might have a far more lasting impression than, say, to a sanguine person. You actually harm them without knowing. And I heard Sheikh Abdullah bin Bayya once say that أكثر المشاكل في العالم الامزجة. Most of the world's problems are a result of temperament, just people's temperaments, because they don't understand themselves. So you have all these people out there that are just angry. They don't understand that they've actually got a temperament problem. You know, like we have children that have temper tantrums. We've got all these adults that have temper tantrums. You know, road rage is clearly choleric personality. Not everybody will do that, but a choleric person will do that. And if they understand that, then you can get to anger management, because choleric people need anger management. And the Prophet ﷺ gave us anger management. He said, for instance, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if you get angry and you're standing up, sit down. Right? Because it's heat. Heat rises, so go against it. He said, if you're still angry, lie down. And then another time he said, go and do wudu. Like put water on yourself to calm yourself down. So if you're in the midst of an argument, you shouldn't be arguing, but if you're in the midst of an argument and you're standing up, sit down. If that still doesn't work, lie down. It'll end the argument, I guarantee you. The guy will think you're nuts and he'll walk away. But people need to practice these things, really, if they want to overcome themselves. So, you know, I haven't read this for a while, so